Okay, dear Dhamma friends, we are going to start the first Dhamma discussion. So, Indika is ready with the written questions, so we will start with written questions. Yeah.
There are only 2 questions.
Louder, maybe.
Yeah. There are only 2 questions.
Right.
Venerable Monday, walking meditation, started with being aware that I am standing, then started with left, right awareness, moving on to raising, placing, feather sand particles, wetness in the ground, softness, etc. After some time, it was quite mechanical. Thoughts were arising, forming in the periphery. When turning, I stopped for a while, observing body sensations, realized the entire body was nothing but suffering. Couldn't find a place in my body that gave any kind of comfort. Continued walking for about 35 minutes. Sitting meditation, started with body awareness and scanning of the body, moved on to the breath, nothing much to report other than I was quite peaceful during the time. General activities, complete awareness, felt as if I had served myself too much, as the eating process seemed to take forever. Appreciate your comments, Dante.
Yeah, good. May I know who has written that? Yours? By the way, during the sitting, so I can remember your reports, previous reports, and as far as I can remember, you are able to maintain your mind without any attachment. Am I correct? Okay. Yeah, okay. So, yeah. Can you come close? Yeah, pass the mic. Yeah. So any changes, because I see some change between the walking and the sitting. So during the walking you are again observing various phenomena, and during the sitting you are just relaxed.
And I think also the practice has not been consistent over the last weeks.
Right.
Maybe even months. But I somehow tried to do the sitting meditation.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives me peace. That 100% I know that
Right.
thoughts are there. Sometimes I can follow it, but awareness is there. So I come back to breath.
Right.
Walking I did after a long time.
So during the walking, you still need to put your attention to different phenomena?
Not necessarily. It just passed. That I
Right.
felt it, and then that was that.
Okay. So once they passed, where are you trying to keep your mind?
Actually, nowhere.
No, yeah. Okay. Good. So that's what I want to see, because if you are purposely again going to phenomena and trying to sort of explore them, then just because that also can be done, but that is where we are purposely giving an object to the mind. So that is necessary at the beginning, but once you recognize the unattached state and trying to dwell in that, so then it's a matter of being there as much as possible rather than going back to phenomena. So if you are simply trying to maintain a relaxed, detached state of mind, during that time if you simply see these phenomena, how they are going, passing by, that's all right, because that is not something that you are purposely looking at them. Rather, they are naturally passing away and you simply recognize that. That's fine.
But I always start with
Something.
left, right, kind of little right, and then the thing is, thoughts are pretty much, though they're they're not far, I call it near.
Right.
Still.
Right.
But it's all kind of...
During the sitting, how will you start?
It is a little further away than perhaps walking.
Then fine, because these things have to be somewhat seasoned, and otherwise there's a possibility of reversing back. So that's the kind of risk one may have till everything is sorted out and you are quite confirmed and you are clear about the path, and the state of coming back to that unattached state is quite quick and you are capable of doing that. So till you attain or till you achieve that kind of a skill, so there's a possibility of falling down. Yeah. I don't understand that.
Second question, Bhante. Venerable Bhante, at the September retreat, I asked a question whether to go on a trip abroad with my sister-in-law, who was worried and depressed after her husband's death. I was a bit reluctant to go, thinking it will disturb my meditation, but yet she had gone. But in Vietnam, I met with an accident and had a near-death experience. But I didn't get even a little injured and didn't lose any valuables or anything. Rather, I was chanting Kalalgoda Sutta. On that day, many times, as I felt a bit uneasy on that day. I didn't get scared, but later felt happy for the experience. I feel I was protected by Dhamma as I was chanting Kalalgoda Sutta and started the trip with Sattva Sattana. Is that a message for me to try hard on the path of Dhamma, or I was given a bonus period of time in this life? Appreciate your advice, Bhante.
Maybe we can look for a bonus, by the way. I mean, it's very difficult to decide on these things because these are unpredictable things. So things are quite unstable and impermanent, and we have very, very less control over things, and things can happen without our control, without our consent, and things are happening. That's why the death moment, the death time, and how the death is going to happen, all unknown. It can happen at any moment, at any way, at any date. So that is the risk that we are running. So maybe another opportunity you have given. So try to make use of that, because don't know whether there is another chance. Yeah, that's all the questions,
Yeah.
right?
This is our long one. Just count over that question.
Right.
Now.
It is not yours, no?
No, it's not mine. So this is life is Vipassana, right?
We can't say that everything is a Vipassana.
Yeah,
so then we are going, yeah.
So like could be that bad karma was to take place, since her thoughts and was pure and with Dhamma,
Correct.
it could have suppressed.
Definitely. That is also possible. So we can't say that everything happens because of karma. Due to various causes, things can happen. And we can make a fairly correct guess, by the way. Anyway, I mean, when things are happening, so we can make use of the protection of Dhamma. That's a possibility. But there are instances that we can't even, find any protection. We have to surrender. We have to go through it. And that is the life. So, unavoidable. There are certain things unavoidable and we have to go through it. We have to surrender. We have to bear it. Such situations are there. And on the other hand, there may be certain other situations we can be very careful and mindful. And as you said, we can get certain help from the Dhamma, maybe help from the medicine and all those sort of things, and overcome the situation. Can't give a kind of a solid answer, yes, every time you have the protection of the Dhamma. Most of the time maybe, but there are other times, I mean, we have to go through the life cycle. So there is no way that we can say that I can avoid the death, I can avoid the aging process, I can avoid the sort of getting sick and all that. So that is the inherent part of this whole package what we have received. Yeah.
What would be 5 reasons, like karma, chitta, so could be
Exactly. Yeah. Not only that, I mean the Kamma Chitta Vipaka, that those are how the form being generated. Other than that, how the sickness can happen, Buddha give various other reasons. The three humors, you may have heard, the certain sickness can happen because of the phlegm, certain sickness can happen because of the bile, certain sickness can happen because of what's the other one? Heat? No. Huh? Yeah. Vapitsen. Yeah. The other thing is things can happen because of the combination of all three, Sannipatada, Abada. So the combination of all three, when the things are imbalanced, these three are imbalanced. And then another reason Buddha say Utuparinamaja Abada. So the diseases can happen because of different unbearable climatic situations. So nowadays that is everywhere things are quite in a turmoil and not a proper balance is available. So the climatic change is also there. That is another reason Buddha say. And then Opakkamika Abada. So someone else, because of someone else, maybe snake bite, maybe someone is hurting and maybe cursing and something. Many different things can happen because of someone else's influence. So that is the Opakkamika Abada. Then Visama Pariharaja Abada, where we are not careful about how we are maintaining our body. Say you are eating something not good or not nutritious or not suitable to you, and you are eating at odd times, and you are drinking alcohol and all that sort of things, and you are not properly taking care of the body. So the misusing or not properly taking care of the body is another reason for it to get sick. Samapariharaja Abada. And the last one is the Kamma Vipakaja Abada. So as a result of the Kamma, bad Kamma, maybe you can get into a sickness. So likewise there are many reasons. So they are in the, what I have mentioned is available in the Girimananda Sutta, where Buddha mentioned these adi, the all different kinds of diseases that we go through can happen due to various reasons. So we can't exactly find out what is the exact reason, but we can make a reasonable guess, and there may be a possibility that we are right, but at the same time a possibility that we might not be right.
It has to be from either one of those.
Yes, either one of them. Correct. Either one of those reasons. Yeah.
Vak itself can call on factor that you don't eat properly, then your body.
That also, these things are interrelated. There may be interrelationships. Say, for example, you are not taking care of the eating order and proper portion, the amount and all that. So it can cause to increase maybe the phlegm, increase maybe the bile, increase maybe the air. So ultimately the body gets sick. So these things are fairly dependent. So body needs certain amount of nutrition, but if you are not giving a balanced diet, then it may not get balanced. So ultimately one of them become imbalanced and then you get sick. Likewise. Yeah. You have something?
I think I got the answer
from the last
one. But I want to ask you, if a person negligence, due to negligence, under what category does it come?
Yeah, that is exactly the Visamapariharajā is the negligence. So we don't know how to take care of the body. So this is like a vehicle. So if you are not servicing your vehicle properly, you are not taking care of that, and you are not washing it, you are not changing the air filter and all that different components, timely service. If you are not doing that, and you are going all that different places and not changing whatever the things, oil change and all that, so then you can't use that vehicle for a longer time. So same thing to the body. So if we are not taking care of this body, so this is a very dependent process. Many processes available within the body. So if we are not taking care of them, then ultimately we may have to suffer. We may have to go through various consequences because we are the ones who have misused it or didn't take care of it. And say for example, during our youth, say we are addicted to something. Maybe nowadays different things are there. Say pills are there, drugs are there, many things are there. During that time, so we feel that is the important thing and that is the most fun thing, and we are using it. But ultimately, maybe after 5-6 years, so you are completely collapsed, your body become completely sick, irrecoverable diseases may be there, and many consequences are there. So I know one monk who actually is a very nice guy, but has used certain, not really the strong drugs, but certain other pills and all that. Now he has certain symptoms like his fingers are, the nails are somewhat, infected, and the head has certain patches and scars and all, and certain nerve pains are there. So likewise, many side effects are there of those. Now he has completely stopped making use of that, but all this sickness is because of his misuse of this the body. He didn't take care of that because of our young age. So we are fun-loving and we are trying to do all the sorts of things, but ultimately we have to suffer because of the consequences. So likewise, these things are evident, but very difficult to convince during our teenage time and when we are with the crowd, with the boys and the girls. So like that, what to do? Yeah. So we just have two questions, by the way. We have...
If there is no other person taking questions, I just want to get an explanation. Regarding Vijnana, we have been explaining so many times. Vipassana Vijnana is one of the Vijnanas which I don't understand what it is. Also, what is this Abhisankata Vijnana?
Yeah, Abhisankata Vijnana. So actually what I thought was on next Sunday, so we are going to have the Dhamma sermon, and there I am going to play that record where the consciousness is covered in the Dvaitanupassana Sutta. Dvaitanupassana Sutta is a very interesting, very profound sutta available in the Sutta Nipata, where Buddha say different reasons for the arising of suffering. And he presented it as a kind of duets and two contemplations. So one contemplation, he says, all suffering happens because of this conditioned consciousness. And if we are able to cease this conditioned consciousness, there won't be any suffering. So the conditioned consciousness, so what is the function of conditioned consciousness? Is one thing is it can distinctly recognize different things. Say for example, you are eating something. So while eating, you can recognize, this is bitter, the taste is bitter. Oh, this is maybe this, maybe salty. Oh, this is something else. So likewise, different tastes you can distinctly recognize while eating. So we have that capacity. And say for example, while we are going through certain different kinds of feelings, so you can immediately recognize, okay, at this place I have a painful feeling. At another place I have a pleasurable feeling. Maybe at another place I have an equanimous feeling. At another place I have a painful feeling. So likewise, you can distinctly recognize all these different kinds of feelings. And say for example, now you are, say 50 people are here. I can distinctly recognize who you are. So this distinct recognition is one function of the consciousness. So we can immediately, quickly, distinctly cognize, distinctly know. So this is the function of the vijnana. Vijnanati tikho ausos tasma vijnanati uchati. Vijnanati. So you are knowing that, properly cognizing that. So that's why it is called consciousness. So this cognition, very much like an inherent quality, capacity we all have. But the problem is this cognition can be colored by various other facts. Say when you are cognizing say it can be influenced by our past activities, our past habits, our likes, our dislikes. So ultimately, what we cognize may be fairly changed, fairly subjected to various changes, and that is what we are digesting. So we can't simply take the very raw data, but that cognition, recognition actually is subjected to various other deformations, and that deformed information is what we are interpreting. That's why Buddha talks about the vipallasa, sanya vipallasa. When we are generating a certain amount of perception, it is not the 100% correct perception, rather it's a distorted perception. Our perception is distorted, so we can't know the reality. Instead, we say something is impermanent, but our senses are not that quick enough to recognize that change. So what we perceive it as a permanent one, but realistically they are changing. Realistically they are impermanent, but we can't perceive it as it is. Rather, we perceive it as permanent. Similarly, the things inherently don't provide us happiness, but unfortunately we perceive it like they are going to provide me happiness. Again, things inherently don't have anything like a soul or ongoing, existing, everlasting, substantial thing as such. But unfortunately, we perceive it as something is there. There's a person. There's an inherent core in it. There's an essence in it. So this is how we perceive. So in order to understand the function of the consciousness, Buddha says you need to develop wisdom. Panya bhave tabba viññānam parinniya. You need to develop wisdom. The more you develop wisdom, the more you are able to understand the function of the consciousness. And this abhisankata viññāna is this constructed consciousness. So once we see something, so to that seeing, the activity of seeing is further constructed, further manipulated, further added our own stuff. And we do a lot of fabrications, we do a lot of manipulations, we do a lot of constructions, and ultimately that is what we are going to consume, we are going to digest. So this is the constructed consciousness. So that creates a lot of suffering. So that is the cause of suffering. Now, more we do practice of Vipassana, so we are very much like reducing these constructions, reducing these manipulations, reducing all these preparations, formations. So that is why Buddha says the Nibbana is the ultimate form of reducing or stopping all these formations, sabbha sankhara samapati. So you stop all the formations. You calm down all the formations. So at that time, there is no further constructed consciousness. Probably if you can remember the formula, avijja paccaya sankhara, sankhara paccaya viññāna. So avijja is the ignorance which is causing the fabrications, causing the constructions, causing the preparations. The more we have ignorance, the more would be the constructions, more would be the preparations, more would be the formations. And we are thinking, we are talking, we are acting, we can't stop. So many thinking going on and on, overthinking going on and on, because we can't stop. Many activities are going on, one after the other, we don't know how to take a rest. And we are ongoing talking, either writing, talking, emailing, chatting, messaging, texting, what else is there? Many things are there, we don't know how to take a break. So internally there's an ongoing agitation, so it is promoting us to act. Many volitional activities are now springing out. So that because of the ignorance, we are tempted to do many things, either to do bodily activities, either to do verbal activities, or either to think and do various mental activities. But the Vipassana helps us to calm down, relax, quieten yourself, and then you step back and see how things are happening, how you yourself do a lot of manipulations, how you are adding your own stuff to the picture. Say you went through a little experience, and what is the exact amount of experience that is you went through, and what's the other amount, the large amount that you have added by your own. So these things if we understand, then we understand, okay, what has happened is a very trivial thing, but I am the one who has added many things and make the thing a real thing, real something. That is why I am suffering. So the more we understand them, then we understand, okay, this is a kind of foolish thing that I am doing. I am adding all this and I am going to suffer. So why should I do this? So let me stop that. Let me reduce that. Let me reduce inner chatter. Stop inner chatter as much as possible. Stop all the proliferations as much as possible. So then you start feeling a peace in your mind. So mind is quite peaceful. No inner chatter. While walking, say there is no inner chatter. Experience is there. You are quietly experiencing touching and all, lifting, moving, all that, but the mind is very quiet. And the experience happens as it is. You are not adding to it. You are not coloring it. You are not conditioning it. So slowly what you can understand is that conditioning nature of the consciousness is now fairly reduced. So ultimately, as we are developing this understanding, so the one result is the dispassion. Instead of attaching, holding to things, now you start detaching from it, maintaining a kind of a distance. Now you have kind of a dispassion towards this ongoing process. Ultimately, it breaks the link. So once the break has happened, so where are you going to keep the mind? Yeah. Please pass the mic.
Okay, now my question is actually two questions. The first one is, I thought we just discussed now, when we are building up basically mental fabrication, that if you feel really, now this is certain, I'm adding things, and sort of building up on that.
Correct.
And simply the awareness of what's really happening.
Definitely.
But, then someone can stop at that point, right?
Not someone, it's...
No, I do. So basically, when this process is going on, I really feel that there is something happening.
Correct.
Adding essence.
Correct.
And then stop there. So
That's why the mindfulness actually help us to realize this. So its mindfulness is very much like a monitoring process. It is monitoring us. So what's the stupid thing I am doing? So why am I talking too much? Why am I doing all these unnecessary activities? Why am I thinking all these nonsense? So you yourself will understand all this, the foolish things what we are doing. So it helps us to minimize our unnecessary activities. You may start doing only the essential things. And there are maybe situations that you want to have a complete rest. So mind may even request it, let me have a break. I am tired, please give me a rest.
The second question is that though I have not done a report on my walking meditation practice, that I really experience when I am walking, the roughness of toe and movement of my feet and all kind of things. And I usually concentrate on that. And I mean, rather than beginning now, it has been much developed that my concentration on feet. And also when I'm turning and standing, that's what we explained in the morning, that I fully concentrate on that.
Good.
But that's what is really happened. Is there any further development on this?
So the more you are doing it, the further development is naturally happening. It's not that you are doing it. Rather, more and more you are being aware of all these. Say, you are able to aware of your standing posture, you are able to aware of your sitting posture, lying down posture, walking posture, and say various bodily little activities, processes going on, maybe breathing, maybe rising and falling. So more you are now well connected with your body, fully aware of the body. So the body awareness is developing. And as you develop like this, you start recognizing various emotions. Time to time I get angry. Time to time, no, I am just giving an example. You are not getting angry. So time to time I am getting angry. Time to time I feel a little restless. Time to time I feel lustful. So you understand different sort of emotions. So there So this body awareness is now, kind of expanding to the mental domain as well. So you can understand how these different emotions are influencing me. And now you are trying to reduce these emotions, not getting caught up with these emotions. You are slowly allowing it to fade away. Because you may understand, okay, they are not useful. They are sometimes harmful to me. It agitates my mind. It makes me unhappy. And slowly you are abandoning those emotions. And now further, you can see the mind. So different thoughts are happening, not the emotions. They haven't gone to the level of emotions, but different thoughts are happening time to time. Maybe I am getting a kind of a thought to give something away. I have a little bit of loving kindness. Maybe I have a little bit of envious thought. Maybe I have a little bit of, lustful thought. So like that, many different kinds of thoughts are happening time to time. Now they are not drawing to the level of an emotion. So that's another level. So slowly you start recognizing all those thoughts. And at that level you may understand, when a thought happens, how much I am adding to it. Simply a thought happen, simply a mental image happen. So how much I am adding to that. Say for example, mental image happen. So quickly I am attributing a person to it. Say simple mental image happen and you think, this is my son. Where is he? Whether he has he gone to the college today? Whether has he gone to the office today? Has he completed his exam, or is he in trouble? So you can start many different things. But what is the origin? Little mental image. So that little mental image has grown up to such an extent, we are thinking like a hare. No, that is possible. Of course, that is possible. No, but the thing is, while walking, it is better always to keep your attention below the knees. So there's a kind of an exercise is there, for the mind to gain certain amount of aiming skill. So during the Vipassana, we need kind of an aiming skill. So different phenomena are happening throughout the body, and we should be able to quickly locate our mind, our attention onto that particular phenomena very quickly, without a delay, and then do a quick observation, quick investigation. So that skill we are developing during the walking session. So if we are practicing Anapanasati during walking, that exercise won't happen. So that's why we need to pay more attention onto the foot, to the soles. Then we are getting the thorough exercise on this. Then that skill being developed, and it's quite easy for you to quickly jump to this and that and do this investigation, because that is what we are doing throughout the walking. Something like that. Right. Yeah, sure.
Sorry, quick question.
Yeah.
On now, when I stopped at the end of the walking path and turned around, it's simply that the mental image is standing.
Mental image is standing. Simply the body is standing. Oh, you don't have a mental image.
No image, but awareness is standing.
Right.
But is it on top of that I created all this body suffering and everywhere it's painful and all of that?
No, you can simply know that, but if your mind is stopped, if there are no thoughts, you are not thinking, but you can feel suffering maybe.
Isn't the thought, this is certain, make me certain, all of that? Isn't that like the
Thought?
The thoughts?
No, at the beginning, the insights may appear like a little thought, a very short thought.
Yes.
So, say you are quietly observing various phenomena, and quickly you get a quick thought. Oh, what's like this? Kind of a quick thought. That's all right. But to that, don't add your own stuff. Yeah. So then you are again calming down yourself, and you are continuing your practice. there may be a possibility of another insight, because at this moment you are in a proper balance. So that's why you already have such an insight. Without proliferating on that, you acknowledge this, you really appreciated that, you understood it. Okay, calm down, relax, let me continue. As you are continuing, there may be a possibility another insight, because everything is well balanced. Yeah. Regarding insights. My good.
Sometimes I get some thoughts actually. Recently I had one that I think then විතර තමයි පොඩි රියැක්ට් කරන්නේ. මට hospital එකේ මොනවද කියනවා කියලා කන්ට්‍රෝල් කියලා I feel it all calm with tightly and make me stand
up.
Yeah.
Go quickly to the fridge. Definitely.
I don't want to actually go and eat, but
yes.
Make me stand.
Definitely.
And sometimes when I want to say something and Lord, I feel that this area gets tight.
Yeah. Definitely there's an influence. So the thoughts makes the body really reactive, kind of immediately react, immediately change the different, the hormones and all that. So the body start responding.
I can see the thought and it slowly goes down. That tightness goes down. The body is not responsible for anything.
It's like a puppet.
Yeah. So I think it's like a husk of the top. Then I thought,
So he also understands Sinhala. You understand? Because I thought it's unreasonable for him when we are talking in Sinhala, but he seems understanding to some extent. Then actually, we can't make use of the teaching of the non-self as an excuse. So basically thinking that there is no self and that everything is impermanent, so I killed a man, but that happened during one body and that time there were certain thoughts, so that's done. Now what is available is a different body and a different mind, so don't punish me now, it's a different one. So you can't argue like that. So that's why the very first foundation is the Sammaditthi, the Kammasakata Sammaditthi, where you are very much like recognizing, appreciating, acknowledging the function of the karma. So the thing is wrong karma, the bad karma, unwholesome karma, you can't do without an egoistic participation. So you need some person to have, a personality, a person. So you first become a person, an individual, I, and then you act. So the karma happens. But if you are simply not making any I, so say there is no attachment at all in the mind, so mind is quite relaxed, not attached at all, and you are simply eating and all that different things are going on, no karma is generated. So that's why, say for arahants, so no, even though they are preaching, talking and helping and all the good things are done, no karma, because there is no I being generated. So they don't make a self, an individual, I, ego, nothing, but they are acting properly. So likewise, so on the other hand, the others who are doing certain things volitionally, then the karma is generated, so they are becoming responsible for that. So they may have to pay it off. So they may get the results, they may get the vipaka. So on the other hand, as we are continuing vipassana, say we may come to a level where you are able to maintain a detached state of mind. So there you may understand how I make a person, how this mind makes a person, how this mind makes a kind of a, say, individual personality, something like that. So then slowly you can abandon that, minimize that, I making, mind making, all that you can minimize, and the sakkaya ditthi, the personality view, you can minimize. So likewise, so slowly you start operating at a different level, so that we can say it's a kind of a supramundane level. So there these theories are applicable. The non-self theory is applicable because you understand, okay, inherently there is no someone, there is no any essence, there is no person, there is no soul. But when the ignorance is available, so that ignorance is causing to create a person, create an ego. So there's a function of the ignorance. Ignorance causes conditions, ignorance causes the sankhara, the formations causes the consciousness, and all that leads to ultimately end up with suffering. So you understand this causal, say, formula. So more you understand, more you stop that. So understanding helps to fade away all that links in the Patissamuppada. So ultimately you start minimizing all the grasping. No more grasping means no more suffering, no more I-making, but the functioning is going on. You may still operate as a person, by the way. From the outside we can't see any change. But internally there are no formations. There are no, not formations in the sense that I-related formations. I-making, mind-making, those are not available. But typically in Dhamma what is mentioned is pure formations are there. So you are not participating into things. Rather you let it happen. As we all know. So when you see things, you stop at that level. You seeing is seeing, just seeing. You hear things, and hearing is just hearing. Smelling, tasting, touching, that's all. Thoughts have come, okay, it also has gone. I am not contributing, I am not changing, I am not manipulating volitionally, because you have all very much like reduced the volitional formations, something like that.
Somebody saying something. When we realize it, it can naturally make a gun in there. On passing it's our word.
කමක් නැහැ ඉතින්. නෑ, ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් අපිට මේ එක එක ක්‍රම තියෙනවානේ ඕකේ. අපිට ඕන හිතලා මේක දෙයක් නෑ. ඉතින් මම මේක පොඩ්ඩක් ඉවසන්න ඕනේ. මේක ඉතින් පොඩ්ඩක් කර්මයේ හින්දා වෙන්නේ නැති. ඒක පොඩ්ඩක් ඉතින් අපි ඒව එහෙම හිතලා ඉතින් වැඩේ කරගෙන යනවා. සමහරවිට ඉතින් එහෙම හිතුවේ නැතත් සමහරවිට මේක දැක්කනම් මේක ඉබේම කොහොමද යනවද ඉතින් ඕවා නේද? ඒතර මේ ප්‍රැක්ටිස් එක එන්න නිකන් සරල වීමක්, පහසු වීමක් තමයි වෙන්න තියෙන්නේ. මුලදී අපි ටිකක් දඟලන්න වෙනවා. මොකද මේක යන්නේ නැහැ. යවා ගන්න ඕනේ හැබැයි යන්නේ නැහැ. පොඩ්ඩක් පොර ටිකක් දාලා මෙහෙමයි පොඩ්ඩක් ගණන් ගන්න එපා, පොඩ්ඩක් ඉන්න ඕනේ. ඉවසලා ඉන්න පොඩ්ඩක් කියලා. පොඩි එහෙම කියලා ඊට පස්සේ ඔන්න දැන් ෂේප් වෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ යනවා. හැබැයි ඉතින් ටික දියුණු වෙන්න එච්චර දඟලන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. ඉතින් ආවා පොඩ්ඩක් තරහ ගියා හරි දැක්කම යනවා. ඒ වගේ තමයි. Hi.
Passing away, and I can see the feeling.
ගිහිල්ලා. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ body එක react කරන්නේ slowly. Mind has already gone, but the previous change still going away, fading away, but thought has already disappeared.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
My problem is when nothing is there, I feel sleep.
You feel sleep.
Sometimes I don't know.
You don't know.
Sleep.
You fall asleep. That's why you need some work. You need some work, and that's the important thing actually. So you know that just being quiet for a long time is also necessary time to time. But the thing is, the more you react, more you act, more you deal with others, that is where we get agitated again. We get various defilements. So that is the place we can purify ourselves. We can know, okay, where this person is again coming out, where the ego is again coming out, where I making, mind making again coming out. So that is the defilements are in operation when we are doing various activities. But if you simply cover yourself at a room and nobody, there is no interaction, nothing is there. So there won't be a big progress. And there may be, we can say a little bit of progress is there because you are not giving any food to these formations. Maybe a gradual fading away. But on the other hand, when you are in confrontation, if you are quite capable, then there's a sharpening of your faculty, sharpening of your wisdom when you are confronting situations. The path may be quick because you are going through, you are fully aware of what's going on, you are reacting, you are doing various tasks, and different defilements are coming. Then and there you are clearing them. So the understanding is growing rather than you simply being quiet. So simply being quiet is also necessary, definitely, but don't misunderstand that. But later you understand you can quickly come to that state without much trouble. But still, the hidden tendencies are available that we need to understand. Hidden tendencies are there even though I can quickly quieten the mind. So how can I take them out? So that is the time that we need. So that's why sometimes it is mentioned. It will take time, definitely. So Buddha has given various similes to explain that. So even though we understand the path, it may not get quickly fulfilled. We may understand, okay, now the thing have to happen like this. Okay, now the path is somewhat clear. So let me become an arahant quickly. It won't happen like that.
Every day when my daughter leaving for work, I her heart, and suddenly I realize it's just only the when I might hit and her head and sister. And I really couldn't hurt her. It's
In that way.
That way. I can only see her, but I couldn't do anything. I can't do anything like.
Ayo, where has this hug has gone?
It's only I can see her and I couldn't hug her and I something like that.
That's the interesting thing. The more we are ignorant, more we can have fun.
Yeah. Then I see the TV, it's only shadows and we are not mindful, it becomes people.
Yeah.
And otherwise
Just shadows. Just shadows, just an illusion.
and no enjoyment.
No enjoyment. Exactly. So that's why, it's the typical example that we are talking, that say, for example, so while we are in a theatre, I think I discussed this in one Dhamma sermon, that what Kalalgoda Thero is telling us as a simile. So while we are in the theatre, so it has to be pitch dark. So we have to forget that this is a film. So we are in a cinema hall. We have to forget that. Now there's a beautiful image and there are, hugging and all, dancing and all that is there. So I have to be fully fascinated with that. Then only I can enjoy. The moment that the all doors and the windows are opened and the huge sun rays are happening onto the screen, so all that images, what is projected onto the screen, are disappeared. They all faded away. Now I can't enjoy, because what is available is a quite illuminated screen. So all those created, projected illusions are all disappeared, wiped out. Same thing happens here also in the mind. So the more we are, more we are ignorant, we can enjoy. Definitely we can enjoy a lot. But that's an ignorant enjoyment. It will further and further strengthen the defilements. Further and further strengthen the latent tendencies. But more and more you are developing Vipassana, the insights, so you are a little bit step back and you see what's really going on, how I am adding things, how I am creating stuff. It is not the real enjoyment, rather, say for example, while we are watching a TV, while we are watching a movie at the cinema, the two people may generate different levels of enjoyment. For one person, one kind of event may not be enjoyable. To another person, it is the most enjoyable activity, most enjoyable event in that particular film. So that enjoyment is completely influenced by our own lust, hatred and delusion. It is not that the very incident has its intrinsic characteristics of giving us enjoyment. But we are adding our own stuff and we find the enjoyment. Stupid, I mean, in a way. So once you stop that, nothing is there. You can't enjoy, as you said. You are hugging your daughter, but not much enjoyment. And you feel it's a kind of...
I think I'm losing something.
True. That's true. Can't help. But just continue. Because, I think that the understanding is much valuable than we being deluded and going through all these experiences. So the understanding helps us to minimize all these illusionary happiness. But we may have a certain amount of compassion and right understanding, and that may be available. So you are doing your own duties towards her. But just to show that you are the mother and you still love her, just act like that. What to do? You are simply playing your role. No harm in doing that, because we as now, when we have our own different roles to play, so we have to play them. But still we know this is just a mere role. I am not this, by the way. So now typically what happens is I am the mother. So I have to do this, I have to do that, I am the best mother, I am to do blah 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 blah. So you create a huge self. But now you simply say, okay, my daughter is coming back home, so I have to open the door, I have to greet her. This is happening as a, quite a human activity. So you are doing it. You are not making a self out of that. That's the best way of doing it. You don't need to sort of overact or, cheat ourselves in a way.
My aunt passed away 2 days ago, and she was last 2 days she has given nasal bleeding.
What's that?
Nasal bleeding. And she was suffering so much. So that the person who looked after her said me, and I thought that and that's why today we nasal bleeding.
එතකොට වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් ඒක තමයි අපිට කියන්න බෑ. දැන් අපි බොහොම පීස්ෆුල් හිටියා. මේ අන්තිම මැරෙන්න ඕන මේ තීදී ඕකක් ගැහුවා. ඊට පස්සේ ඉතින් ඕකේ පේන් එකයි අරනවා මේවා ඇස්සෙන් කොහොමද මේ හිත පිහිටව ගන්නෙ? හරි අමාරුයි ඉතින්. ඒකයි ඔය ධම්මජීව ඒක ලස්සන කතාවක්. දැන් ලස්සන කතාවක් කියන ධම්මජීව සාරාංශය. දැන් ඔක්කොම ටික දැන් ඕවා මෙහෙන් කටු ගාලා මෙහෙන් දාලා අරවා මේවා දාලා ඉතින් දොස්තර මහත්තයා කියනවලු යම රජුරවන්ට මේ යම රජුරෝනේ මේ දෙන්න ඕන ප්‍රධාන මේවා ටික දීලා යවන්නේ දැන් ලොකු දඬුවම් දෙන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. ඔක්කොම ටික මේ ලොකුම දීලායි තියෙන්නේ. පොඩි එකක් විතරක් දෙන්න දැන් සෑහෙන ඒවා ටික මේ දෙන්දී කැපුණා. පව් ටික ගෙවුණා. මොකද මේ අන්තිම ටික අපි දුන්නා දෙන්න ඕන දසවාද ටික ඔක්කොම. මොකද දේශයෙන් මට තේරෙන්නේ.
ළමයි හිතන්නේ කොහොමද දවසක් හරි කියලා.
ඉවර කරා.
ඒ වගේ දේවල් කළාම ඒ දේශයෙන් නැති වුණොත් මානොත් එකම
ඒ ඇත්තටම හරි අමාරු ප්‍රශ්න ඉතින් මේ. ඔක පීස්ෆුලි මැරෙන්න දෙනවද?
ඔව් පීස්ෆුලි
තව ටිකක් වද දීලා හරි දවසක් තියා ගන්නවා. ඒක යායෙන් අහන්න ඕනේ. මට නම් හිතෙන්නේ නේද? දැන් ඒකාතකින් ඒ අම්මගෙන් හරි තාත්තගෙන් හරි අහන්න පුළුවන් අම්මා කැමතිද අපි ටිකක් කටු ගහලා අරවා ගහලා මේවා ගහලා මැෂින් එකකට හයි කරලා තව දවස් කීපයක් මේ ලෝකේ තියාගන්න. නැත්නම් අම්මට ඕනේ නිකන් බොහොම සංසුන්ව සතුටින් සැහැල්ලුවෙන් ඉක්මනට යන්නද? ඈ?
ළමයිට දැම්ම කියලා
ඈ? You can't ask. ඒකත් එහෙම තමයි. ඔව්. તો ඇත්තටම හරි අමාරු ප්‍රශ්න ඉතින් උත්තර දෙන්න. මේ කියන්නේ උතුම්දී ඉතින් අර එක පිරිසක් ආගියු කරන්න පුළුවන්. Okay, you are very unkind and I mean because there are certain people because of that therapy or whatever the remedies that you are doing, they may recover. A certain amount they may recover. That is also possible. But as you said, most are dying. So what are we going to do? So are we going to give all those treatment more difficult, painful, and trying to prolong her life capacity? Or are we allowing them to peacefully pass away so the peace of mind is available? Know that there are different topics like what's that? That's why in that retreat in Perth, so they asked this question. So what is my opinion on that dying, that taking out the machine? What's that? No, ventilator is there. No, there's a separate euthanasia. Euthanasia. Yeah. So very difficult to answer these things. So how are you deciding? So are we approving euthanasia or are we not approving? It's very difficult to say like that. So as a monk, I am not allowed to promote death. So then it's a great penalty for me. So I can't promote death. So instead I have to promote the life. So therefore please forget about the death. What I have said about the death. So we have to individually decide. That's why I think. No, I mean there are real situations even during the Buddha's time. So there are passing by monks. The monks are going on the village Pindapata, and they found one guy is really suffering, and he said, okay, why this fellow is so much suffering? So you add these things to his food or drink or something, and you give him. He will have a past very peaceful death. He just gave the instruction and he came back. So the relatives have done that. That fellow died. So then this monk had the kind of the doubts because he promoted the death. So we can't do that. So maybe he has done that out of compassion because that person is really suffering.
But later
it can become a regret and as well as kind of promoting of death. And the other thing is we don't know where he is going to reborn. So what the suffering he is going through in this life may be a trivial suffering when compared to the suffering that he is going to have in the hell realm. So we don't know the destination is the hell. So by quickening that destination, so we are adding something. So that is so it's a big picture onto these things. So we can't look at only a little frame and give the kind of this is the answer, this is the exact answer. We can't give like that because we can't see the big picture. That's why we can't say, okay, I have to allow them to, okay, this is the advice coming from the monk or the Buddha. If they are suffering, allow them to quickly pass away. So please support that. Can't say like that.
That's their karma.
We can say like that, yes, because they are yes, that may be true. And on the other hand, if they are suffering and the mental agitation is there and something gone wrong, again they don't know how to handle that situation. That's also karma, we can say. The last moment has decided for them to reborn in a kind of a painful state.
We can see that passing away even.
When we say something, when we see things simply passing away, so we are not adding anything to it. No, we are not having any intentional participation to it. So since there is no intention involved, there is no karma gathering. So we simply merely see that. That's why we are trying to be a mere observer. No volitional activities involved, volitional participation involved. So we very much like detached observer. No karma generation. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So the next birth is decided by many factors. So even though you are able to, during the last moment, even though you are able to, calm down yourself, relax, but still the anusayas are there, latent tendencies are there. So they become the most influential factor deciding where you are reborn.
If we are calmed down and no thoughts, and when the thoughts come, that's because of unsafe.
That's because of unsafe?
Unsafe feel like any ability feeling activate without
ඒක කියන්න. ඔව්.
ඒ වගේ ආවොත් ඒ unsafe.
එහෙම කියන්න පුළුවන්. අන්තිම මොහොතේ චුතිසිත can't hear. Please come forward. අන්න දැන් පටන් ගත්තා අපි චුතිසිත ගැන කතා කරන්න. මොකද ආයි කියන්න? ඔව්. ඒක තමයි චුතිසිතට වෙන influencing factors ප්‍රධාන කීපයක් තියෙනවානේ. එකක් තමයි කම්ම කියන්නේ. කියන්නේ මේකේ අරමුණ ගන්න චුතිසිතේ අරමුණ ගන්න කම්ම බලපාන්න පුළුවන්. ඒට අනුරූපව දැන් එතකොට අපි මෙතනට ඔබ්ජෙක්ට් එකක් ගත්තා. කම්ම තමයි ඒකේ මේන් ෆැක්ටර් එක. ඉතින් ඒට අනුරූපව මෙයා ඉපදුනා. එහෙනම් නැත්නම් මොකක් හරි කර්මයක් කරන්න මුල් වෙච්ච යම් කිසි කොටස් ටික එකතු වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒකනේ අර කම්ම නිමිත්ත කියන්නේ. ඒක මතක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක තමයි ඒතකොට යාට ඔබ්ජෙක්ට් එක වෙන්නේ. ඊට අනුරූපව මෙයා ඉපදුනා. ඊට එහෙම නැත්නම් ගති නිමිත්ත කියලා ඉපදෙන්න ඉන්න එකක් මතක් වෙලා එහෙම මොකක් හරි කනෙක්ෂන් එකක් වෙලා එහෙම වෙන්නත් පුළුවන්. ඒතර මේවා හරි සතල් දේවල්. I mean we can't plan that.
But it happens like that.
Huh?
It happens.
Don't know. We have to die and see. ඒක හරි අමාරුයි. ඒ කියන්නේ එහෙම කියන්නත් බෑ. ඉෆෙක්ට් එක කියන්නේ මේකේ අපිට හරියටම ඒක අපි මේ ඩෙත් මොමන්ට් එකට ටාගට් කරලා කරන්න ටිකක් අමාරුයි ඉතින්. ඒකට බලපාන විවිධ ෆැක්ටර්ස් දහමේ පෙන්නලා දීලා තියෙනවා. So if you want to have a proper death or say a peaceful death, a successful death, a good death, okay, don't do these things, do these things. So likewise there's a very beautiful sutta called Baddhaka Sutta. When Sariputta is giving us certain instructions, okay, you behave like this, then your death will be a good death. So likewise. So, but I mean, there are many other influencing factors. So, I mean, these things are fairly supportive things. So, you have to properly go through, navigate in the path, and then these influences are fairly become supportive, and then you may have a peaceful death. Assume that at that moment everything is well prepared. Doctor came and boom, something done. Who knows? That's why very difficult. Pulang. බලමු බලමු.
Once again, asana karma also which you
ඒක තමයි.
at the moment you keep on somebody close by, keep on reminding you and at the time of the day
Can.
without leaving room for another coming.
Yeah, the kamma point of view, that's why. දැන් අරක දැන් කම්ම නිමිත්ත ගත නිමිත්තනේ. ඒ කම්ම කියන එකට උතන ආචින්න කම්ම, ආසන්න කම්ම එහෙම කියලා විවිධ දේවල් වලින් ඉන්ෆ්ලුවන්ස් කරන්න පුළුවන්. So if you don't have the very strong garuka kamma is the kind of strong type of kamma. So if it is available, then that is the one most influencing. Either jhana or the vipassana knowledge or whatever that thing, the great merit. So that those are the ones really become the most influential thing. If it is not there, maybe the achinna kamma, how we have habituated ourselves, what we are familiarly done something. So that is the achinna kamma. And then asanna kamma is the one, say, closer to the death what I have done. Okay, that is coming to the mind, that decides. So you all want to die, no? Katatta kamma is also there, I can't remember what it is.
The karma which is even done at previous birth
Can come and that's the thing.
can come and then.
You can try.
But asana karma is easy if you tell your people at close by.
Correct.
Keep me reminding of
Hmm.
you things
That's why as a traditional thing, that's why the people are when people are dying, so that's why they are chanting and pirit and all that is done. There is an effect. Okay, shall we stop?
Can I just verify one point?
Right.
Coming back to this breathing, concentration on breathing.
Right.
Basically, I feel this is allowing me to clear my mind as well. In the sense, like if my mind like a muddy water, so basically it gets clear. And I feel this space giving me to clear thinking. Basically, to understand the root cause of various thoughts which are coming into the process.
Definitely. Yeah, correct.
And, because I experience that, and now I see that more than before, root causes for various things. So that helps me to stop that or detach.
Definitely.
Right?
Sure.
On the other hand, that I have read about Anapana Sutta, that there are about 16 steps and all that. But now, apart from this particular exercise of concentrating on breathing, kind of things like vessels, parameters, and things like that, loving kindness, and kind of things which has to be developed or built in addition to this principle. How do you?
It depends. Yeah, it depends.
How that 16 steps can go in? Is it along with this particular exercise?
So can't hear.
Is it along with this particular exercise of concentration on breathing, or that we have to develop parallelly with this exercise?
The thing is, as you are developing mindfulness of breathing, once it is gathering the momentum, it becomes more powerful. You don't need much of support from the metta and other things. Once this is being powerful, it will take over. So at the beginning, you need certain amount of power coming from the metta, maybe marananusati, asubha, and all that, just to clear the path, just to take you to the track. And once this is being more energetic, more powerful, so then it will take over the whole thing. The Anapanasati itself is a kind of a very powerful meditation.
So means that you don't additionally look up to particular.
Not necessary, because especially after you develop Anapanasati, if you are returning back to metta or marananusati or say buddhanusati, then you are going different. That's wrong, basically. Because Anapanasati is a meditation calming down yourself, minimizing the thoughts, relaxing your mind, cleaning your mind. And if you are going through the Anapanasati Vipassana approach, then very much like you understand how all these things are merely phenomena, there is no any person as such. So after having such kind of an insight, if you again recite the metta from, say metta, you typically say may I be well, may I be happy, may my father be well. Again you are creating a person. That's not correct. if you really need, you can do, okay, say, just spread metta, that loving kindness quality, maybe to the whole universe, not particularly aiming a person. Because Anapanasati, the Vipassana point of view, it will allow you to realize the non-self, impermanence, suffering and all that, the Vipassana. So once that is being developed, generated, so don't add conventional stuff into it. Keep that insight growing, keep that insight more strong in yourself, planted in yourself.
That's why God goes to us that peace and loving kindness, that around us actually.
You can do that early, before.
If you are not sort of doing breathing exercise or whatever, that it is something to your mental status. I mean, how do you develop like loving kindness?
No, it depends on the person. So you may have that kind of an attitude, okay, you want kind of loving kindness, you love that, you want that, no problem. You can start with that for a moment so that, so you are quite happy and well prepared, then you can switch to Anapanasati. But for another person, okay, already in a very comfortable state, immediately can start Anapanasati because everything is in well balance. If our mentality is not well balanced, then we can't jump to Anapanasati. You need a certain amount of maybe loving kindness, maybe asubha meditation, whatever it is, for you to come to the middle.
So what I am saying is, through Anapanasati itself, the qualities and things like that will come in the process, right?
We can say so, yeah. Yeah. So he had a question, by the way.
I'm coming from Glasgow Buddhist Vihar.
Glasgow Buddhist Vihar.
Thero, greetings to you.
Right.
So I have a question. I've been practicing meditation for a long period of time. This morning we did the walking meditation, set meditation, which I'm used to. But this morning in particular I noticed when I was walking through the park with a little path in the sun,
Right.
just looking at the reality, like seeing things as they are. Just simple as that. So I just noticed seeing things as, when I was walking, as just walking. Standing. But I just saw really how the reality, whatever is around us, just impermanent.
Correct.
Is it correct?
Correct, definitely. I mean, the thing is, now for you to see things as they truly are, you should not add anything to it. So your mind has to be very quiet, but a very silent, ground to earth observer. It will reveal you the reality. Because I am not biased to anything, I am not agitated, I am not influenced by any defilements, but with a very pure, observing, inquiring mind, it will reveal all these realities.
Another question is also, my friend died, been looking after my friends with cancer. Okay.
I can't. Sorry, can you repeat?
I've been looking after my friends, they have cancer. I'm just 7 months, so I was 24 hours by side. Okay, it's a result. Through 7 months, I discovered, my friend kept saying to me all the time, he was not Buddhist, I'm Buddhist, but he wasn't. So I said to him, the body is just a body.
Buddhist, can you, Buddhist, what?
My friend was not Buddhist.
Understood,
okay?
yeah.
I'm Buddhist,
right.
So I said to him, please understand the reality that we are only here for a short period of time.
Correct.
In our journey. So he said to me, can you explain to me what does it mean, life? I said, life, we know when we're born, but the bus is a long road, and you're in a bus, but I don't know where the bus stops. I don't know when you're going to die. Okay, so the only way I can describe is, you stop. I don't have a timetable. That says you're going to die this time. I said, just realize, So I had to go through this. I had to help him. He was very scared. One person could say, he died a month ago, recently, And I was studying. I studied Dharma and also other things. So I came across one Buddha's quote. They stuck in my head and actually meditated well. because actually the first time I actually experienced dukkha. Dukkha.
You have experienced but now only understood.
Yes. Yeah. So very clearly, dukkha, anicca, dukkha, and anatta. The three existence powerfully, very clearly.
Good.
So I was able to ask him at the last day of his life when he died. And I said, don't be scared. Okay, so I said to him, I want to try to help you. If you accept the 5%, then I can help you to take you to different world. Okay, so he actually accepted that. I made him repeat in not in Bali, in English.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, and he accepted. When he died in front of me.
Sorry, he died?
He died in front of me.
In front of you,
Okay, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Okay, and he said, before he died, I'm scared. Don't be scared, because we'll go somewhere nicely. And that was last word.
That was?
Last word.
Last word.
I said to him, don't be scared.
Right.
Because life is, so when I was there, I was studying Dharma all the time.
Right.
I was studying Dharma. And I came to a quote from Buddha, Nanchi Kinchi Loke Upadhyati.
Achakinchi Loke Upadhyati. Correct.
So basically, nothing is impermanent. It's permanent.
Correct.
So, and I reflect all the time. That's something I use all the time, every day. Actually,
Right.
As a practice meditation.
Good.
So, but that's my experience. I want to share with all of you.
Very good. You are an example to us. Time of the death. Now people were asking about what to do during the time of the death. So your friend actually have found a Kalyana Mitra during his time of death.
Basically, in 7 months I worked in university because he needed help. I said, he said, how are you going to cope with no income? And I replied to him, there's one thing I'm very rich. It's not in money, in Dharma. So money comes and goes, okay? But Dharma is there powerful in life. It's a lamp. It's like a lamp that guides me through my life every single day.
So, can you repeat the last statement?
I said that basically, my friend said, how are you going to cope with not having money? Because I lost the job as a result.
Right.
I'm dying because of he died and I lost the job. As a result, the university will not keep the job open for me.
Right.
I said, that's okay. I have Dharma in me. The job will come, I'll apply and get jobs.
Correct.
So I was not upset about it.
Correct.
Because, in this life, I have more much happiness from inside and outside. I don't see, when you say, please, when I was reading outside here, it says, please observe the noble silence throughout the day. It's better. I like it because by not speaking, you discover yourself.
Exactly.
You see inside, you stop rubbish.
Exactly.
So Vachana, all this rubbish. The nonsense words.
Exactly. Thank you. Actually, to add to your good words, actually when I was coming here, I was accompanied a Kenyan yogi. Kenya. He's from Kenya. Just 25 years old, and he's in a really good practice. He is at Nissarana for 3 weeks now. Now he wants to extend visa because he has just given 1 month. Now he came with me to extend visa. So now you can see where the Buddhism has spreaded. They are practicing. They are practicing, not just showing. They are really practicing. Excellent, actually. So very good examples. These are because Buddha's teaching is a kind of a universal teaching. So every human being, if they really want to realize, if they really want to practice, it's quite open. You don't need to be a labeled Buddhist for that to practice. Any human being can practice that. Very beautiful. 2:25. So then we will stop for the moment and we'll have Dhamma sermon at 4 p.m. Thank you for active participation. Yeah.